Hello, this is John, and this is week 77 of Dreams Dev Vlog. So this week we're going to talk about the overpraise of risk takers in indie game development. Before I start, I want to say thank you Julie and Alan for your responses. I hope you read my responses to your responses. And people who are here from Twitch, thank you so much, Lance and Evil Boshniak. You two have been really awesome, and you've given Drew quite a lot of motivation. It was also Drew's birthday a couple days ago, so happy birthday, Drew. You are 25 and you are a baby. Stop complaining that you are old, because you make us feel horrible. It's going to be a longer topic, so for people who like podcasts or just me ranting into the microphone, grab something nice to drink, be comfortable, and listen to my beautiful Asian voice. If not, this video might not be for you. So why do I say we overpraise risk takers? If you go on Reddit or Facebook groups or RPG Maker forums and all these game design, game development forums where people really show their stuff, you'll see a lot of bad indie games. Now, what do I mean by bad? Bad as in low effort, but not low effort like that stick style, stick figure Western game that I think is incredible. But low effort as in like it's very hard to consume, very hard to enjoy. And there are a ton of them all over these game design forums and places where people show off their stuff. And I can comfortably and safely attribute that to the overabundance of risk takers. Now, this is weird coming from me because Alan, my brother, which I have overly praised, not overly, I have accurately praised last week's episode. And I constantly debate about what is more useful and what is better about people who like to take risks and people who don't. And I do personally think there is a connection that we draw from people who complete things, and we kind of just connect that as to people who are risk-taking. And it makes sense to a certain degree because you have to be able to take risks, take and accept flaws, and just release something. And that's how you finish something. I would say Dhruv and me and most people in the industry that we have talked to really praise and really respect people who finish things. And I can say this is like the 100th time I've said we've always heard people say, I want to do this project and never finish it. So we tend to connect people who finish things with risk-taking because they are more allowed, acceptive of flaws. Now, the problem with risk-taking is that people who tend to take risks and what you see on the forums are people who just don't really care that much about presenting something at its maximum quality. This is kind of a really bad attitude if you want to master something. Mastering something takes time, patience, and a crap ton more willpower. You can't just do something and expect it to be better and you can learn from it. I think we also really praise failure, but a lot of times we can't even read the failure correctly, so how do we learn from it? I don't know if I'm just being hipster or anything, but I feel like failure is very useful if you can read it better. Now, there are also cons with people who don't like to take risks, and I think it's already at this point hammered into our head that people who don't take risks are quieter, they don't let people know their stuff, hence they don't get as much feedback. But what I'm trying to get at this episode is that people who are risk averse have the patience to actually gain mastery over a certain skill. And when you gain mastery over a certain skill, you're going to be able to gain confidence over that specific place, genre. And actually, to me, when I'm looking through these forums, I'm really starting to think that it might actually be better to, get good at something, just anything, one thing, and just focus around that, and maybe we'll be able to create better things. Now, like I said, there are pros and cons on both sides, and of course, the best kind is, I think, where Dhruv and me and Matt are at, which is we have a a guy who's way too liberal and way too risk-taking, me, and people who are very good at mastering a skill, such as Matt. His music is god tier if you guys heard of it. If you guys haven't heard, check out the website, and there are quite a lot of samples of what he has made. Our website, it should be in the comments in the link down below. And Dhruv, I would say, is a kind of nice, healthy balance between both. Healthy or unhealthy, and it's kind of debatable. He might sometimes swing too much on both sides, but he's more of a in between a balance between Dhruv, between me and Matt. Sorry, man. This is my like 7th recording of this, and every single recording is like 10 minutes long. So yeah. I just keep screwing up. It's a very delicate topic because I'm not criticizing or chastising everybody. In fact, I think for people who have followed us this whole time know that it actually, Dhruv and we kind of started as towards the more risk-taking side. We have so many years of projects and so many years of failure, and at this point we finally gained the skill to, the mastery over a certain skill, and we also have the risk-taking attitude towards releasing things. So we have a healthy balance, and I think for anybody who are listening in and are potential game developers or people who are very interested in it, I really think if you were to ask me which one I would choose to master a skill first, because even if the game fails, you will be able to cross off your ability to work on something as one of the potential reasons of why it failed. And if you can find more people who are just like you, who are people who are who are masters in their craft, people who have their expertise in their area of field, you will be able to cross off more things, and eventually these kind of failures coming from this kind of more controlled risk-taking is more conducive to eventually hitting that perfect game, which I believe, hopefully Brave Eduardo is. Okay, anyways, that was a little bit cringe, but yeah, so that's generally what I wanted to say, and let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree with me. We might sound a little bit harsher than we normally are, but hey, I think that's what get people to talk about whether or not they agree or disagree with us. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.